Citizenship and Immigration Services, just as is Officer Shavers. We have totally different roles in the agency. Officer Shavers is the supervisor of our fraud detection and national security unit. I'm a community relations officer. While we're both here to educate you, we're here to educate you about different things. The information that you've gotten tonight, it's valuable and it's all true. But what I want to tell you and explain to you are ways to not get caught up in scams and talking to the wrong person who promises you things. I want to tell you how you can access our agency in a safe and an efficient manner. I want to talk to you about whatever immigration benefits you might want to talk about, and things like that. But I want to tell you a little bit about our agency first. Skip that. We are part of the Department of Homeland Security, and for those of you that have been in the United States for a while, or you listen to the news, etc., after the terrorist attacks in 2001, Congress kind of looked at the different players, the different agencies that were involved in investigating and in that whole situation, and basically determined that a lot of agencies, particularly at the federal level, in their opinion, were not really communicating with each other. And so a lot of agencies were actually abolished. The agency that Timothy and I started with was abolished. That was INS, the Immigration and Naturalization Service, like literally abolished. We were fired from our jobs on a Friday, and the following Monday we were then rehired with the Department of Homeland Security. We've talked about preventing terrorist attacks. That's part of our mission, and just to reduce the vulnerability that the United States has. And not only terrorist attacks and those kinds of things, but natural disasters. You've heard of FEMA in the news. Like when there's a hurricane or a natural disaster, FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management System, takes over and tries to minimize the damage that can be done in the United States. So overall, our job is to protect the United States. That's what we do. We have 22 agencies in the Department of Homeland Security. It's huge. It's a huge agency. These three boxes down here are the components of the Department of Homeland Security that are related to immigration issues. And we all do different things, but we're all enforcing the same law. It's the Immigration and Nationality Act. We have enforcement officers in Customs and Border Protection. Those of you, are you all foreign students, or are we kind of mixed? Mostly foreign students? Okay, so when you come into the United States through a port of entry and you're admitted as a student, those are Customs and Border Protection officers, okay? On the far right, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, those are special agents that investigate fraud and alien smuggling schemes and human trafficking and just a variety of different things, marriage fraud, et cetera, They're law enforcement officers. And then in the middle is Immigration, Citizenship and Immigration Services, which is who we work for. And we have a very specific role, and that is to secure America's promise as a nation of immigrants. And our job is to provide the right benefit to the right person at the right time. And through doing that, we are protecting the United States. And I think that Officer Shea was pretty well explained that. But we have to ensure the integrity of the system. So again, we enforce the law, but the way we enforce the law is through benefits, immigration benefits, whether someone's eligible for a benefit or they're not. That's how we do our job. We have offices all over the United States and worldwide. We have district offices in Rome and Bangkok and Mexico City, plus all of the offices that we have in the United States. We have 8 offices just in the state of Florida. Of course, the closest one for you is here in Tampa. Again, it's the Immigration and Nationality Act that we enforce. It's very complex, very, very complicated. And it's very personal, and we know that. Anyone that applies for an immigration benefit beyond maybe being a foreign student has a file. But to us, it's not a file. It's a person. It's a human being. And when we make decisions about immigration benefits, we're very cognizant of that fact. We're not just looking at paper, we're looking at people. Because we know that the decisions we make can be life-changing. It can allow someone to remain in the United States, or perhaps become an American citizen,